Hey Canucks fans, what's your gut feeling? Are we going to have one Russian player on our roster next season? Or maybe two of them? I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Saturday, April the 10th. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Simalexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, and Lucas Gates. Thanks for your support as always. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video description. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or any of my videos or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. And speaking of members, I just did my new membership invite video that should be up on my channel by the end of the weekend. So I look forward to releasing that. And for all of you members of all levels, my first ever members only live stream for all three levels of All-Star, Franchise, and Hall of Fame. So I'll send out the link to you tomorrow morning. Exclusive live stream tomorrow night, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Then on Monday night, it's the debut of Canucks After Dark, a project that I'm taking on with Parker's Pucks, a great YouTuber on here. And admittedly, Parker's doing most of the work. It was his brainchild. He invited me along. I said yes. So we're looking forward to seeing what we come up with. Our first show is Monday night, April the 12th at 10 p.m. Pacific. It's live. So it's not a tape premiere or an edited thing. We are live on YouTube, much like we do with our regular live streams. But this will be every Monday night at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Canucks After Dark, Parker's Pucks, Canuck Clay. Should be a lot of fun. And I'll put the video description I'll put the link in the description so you can go to it and you can subscribe to that channel as we speak. Okay, before I talk about the Russian player or players on our roster next season really quickly, 3 trades taking place in the NHL today. I won't go into them in depth. You guys know I don't really cover the rest of the NHL until the Canucks are not playing anymore. But some big names moving. Brandon Montour, defenseman from Buffalo, now a Florida Panther, going the other way, a 3rd-round pick in this year's draft. Then the Colorado Avalanche pick up goaltender Devin Dubnyk from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a 5th-round pick this year and defenseman Greg Pattern. And then the biggest one, Tampa Bay Lightning, acquiring maybe the number one asset on trade boards across the league, defenseman David Savard from the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we're still waiting to hear what the return is for that trade. So 3 big names moving today: Montour to Florida, Dubnyk to the Colorado Avalanche, and Savard to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Already, joining a defense core that already has Hedman and Sergachev and Chernik, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple more guys. It's pretty impressive. Tampa Bay loading up in the East, and then, of course, Colorado loading up in the West. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Too bad the Canucks won't be part of it, but hey, that's okay. Let's talk about the Canucks. We know that at least Vasili Podkolzin is going to be on the team next season. 10th overall pick in 2019 draft. I was there in Vancouver. It was a lot of fun to hear the buzz and the buzz in the crowd and the murmuring in the crowd after the Canucks made that pick, after Stan Smeel completely butchered Podkolzin's name, if you guys remember that. And Podkolzin was rumored to go as high as 2 or 3 at the start of the season. Then he dropped a little bit, and he ends up going number 10 to the Canucks, which I'm sure they're thrilled about. The Tanner Pearson signing, kind of interesting. It actually puts less pressure on Podkolzin to come in and make an impact. Hoglander was thrust out in the second line this year, and he's done pretty well actually in that spot, and he won that spot out of training camp. But it was also because we didn't have a lot of other good options there, that Hoglander was there almost not by default, but there wasn't a lot of competition, let's put it that way. With Pearson re-signing, it means that Podkolzin does not have to go on the second line right away, or maybe he does, but he takes Hoglander's right wing spot. Podkolzin, a natural right winger. So basically, I could see Podkolzin and Hoglander fighting for that second the second line winger spot next season. Hoglander might have the leg up, lower draft pick, but 1 year experience in the NHL. Regardless, it'll be interesting to see what happens with those 3 wingers, Pearson, Hoglander, and Podkolzin, which you'd expect would be the 3 guys vying for the 2 spots on Horvat's wing. Podkolzin having an awesome playoff right now with his team, SKA St. Petersburg. I never know if you say SKA or if you say SKA, but I reached out to Chris Faber, and he said you do say SKA. Now, I don't know what you say then for their opponent, their rival from Moscow. It's CSKA. So is that Kaska? Is that Siska? Is that CSKA? Or do you just say CSKA? Regardless, St. Petersburg, Podkolzin team's playing against Moscow. They're losing 3-2 in the conference final, 3-2, but Podkolzin had the game winner in triple overtime today, and he now has 11 points in 15 playoff games. Podkolzin's team won their first 2 series, both by 5 games. So 5 games, 5 games. Sorry, in 5 games. So 5 games, 5 games. And now this one, they're down 3-2, but that's 5 games. So 11 points in 15 games. And that makes him the 4th leading scorer in all the KHL playoffs, which is pretty impressive considering some of those games he's got like 3 minutes of ice time, at least one of them. So his points per minutes ratio, I think, is pretty good. So again, Podkolzin, the 4th leading scorer in the playoffs in the KHL. His team is down 3-2 in the conference finals, and he's obviously playing very well. And that bodes well for Canucks fans and bodes well for his arrival to the Vancouver Canucks next season. So I hinted, it might not just be one Canuck player, one Canuck Russian. It might be a second Russian joining the team. You guys know where I'm going with this, and if you follow my channel for any length of time, you know that he's not my favorite player, but Jim Benning did mention on Sportsnet 650 that they would like to bring Nikita Tryamkin in. And yes, I know a lot of people say Tryamkin, a lot of people say Tryamkin, but I remember someone on good authority saying it was Tryamkin, almost like there's no Y. Regardless, if you call him Tryamkin, I'm going to call him Tryamkin as if there's no Y, or just picture the Y's there, but I just say it really quickly. Nikita Tryamkin, he has had 3 stints, well, 1 stint with the Canucks, but it lasted over 3 years. And it was basically 2015-16, 2016-17. No, sorry, 2015-16 and 2016-17. So it's just 2 seasons. First season, he played in 13 games, got 2 points. And then the next season, he played in 66 games, so more than 3 quarters, and he had 9 points. So he has 11 points in 79 games with the Canucks. On the ice, he's okay. He's massive, obviously, and people joked around about a massive tag team of the 6'8" or 6'7" Tryamkin with the 6'7", 6'8" Tyler Myers, and I'm not sure about the mobility on that back end, but at least they take up a lot of space at combined 13 feet in height. And then Tryamkin can play. He's a right shot guy, but he can play on both sides of the blue line, which is, I guess, pretty good. But I just thought there was a lot of drama with him when he was here, whether the first time he wanted to leave because whether it was playing time or he didn't like the city or how clean or not clean it was. And then last year there were talks about him coming back, but he kind of balked at a 2-way deal, so to speak, which is fair. And the Canucks were, much like this season, were in a bit of a salary cap crunch where they were trying to figure things out with all the defensemen last season. Remember, they ended up losing Troy Stecher and Chris Tanev and Oscar Fantenberg. So I could see why Jim Benning might want to bring him in. Can you bring him in for $1 million for a year? Remember, although Tryamkin chose to stay 1 more year in the KHL, the Canucks still have his rights until basically this summer. So the Canucks have exclusive negotiating rights with Tryamkin. He's still under contract, or we still own his rights is a better way of putting it. For last year, they were saying 1 more year. So I presume, I stand to be corrected, but I presume it's till the summer, like June 30, July 1 time, that we would have, as he's on our property, the Canucks would have exclusive rights, and then maybe he becomes an RFA or UFA after that. I'm not sure exactly, because he is getting up there in age. All to say, I'm not going to rehash all the things I don't like about him. I just think he's okay on the ice, but I'm not sure if it's worth all the drama off the ice. Now, the drama wasn't too bad, but the Canucks try at least to not create a lot of their own internal drama from the players themselves. So we'll see. If you're looking at a roster, let's presume no defenseman get taken, and you're looking at a roster of maybe the only sure guys will be Schmidt, Hughes, and Myers. Then you don't know if Edler's coming back. You don't know if Rathbone, Agnew, Levy will make the team, or Chatfield or Rafferty. So you could see where Tryamkin could easily make the team. Not easily. He had a good shot to make the team, battling for a third pairing spot for sure. And his versatility could help a bit. So I get all that. I'm just not the biggest Tryamkin fan, and I just don't know how much he brought when he was actually playing with the team. And there seemed to be a lot of drama, a lot of issues off the ice. But he'll be coming back almost 4 years removed, 5 years removed from his previous stint, 5 years older, 5 years wiser, 5 years more mature. So I'm certainly willing to give him a chance, depending on what happens. But yeah, I kind of forgot about him until Jim Benning mentioned him again on Sportsnet 650 yesterday, talking about the potential of bringing him in for next season, and especially as he I don't know, you consider him a younger guy, but he'll certainly be a cheaper guy, a cheaper option on the blue line. Maybe $1 million too. He might ask for more than that, considering he's been a pro in the KHL for the past 3 or 4 seasons. So maybe it's a bit more than $1 million, but I'm not sure how much more than $1 million we'll be able to spend. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think. We know that Podkolzin is going to come in next year, make the team, and hopefully be an impact player like Höglander has been this year. What about Nikita Tryamkin? Do you want him back here? Do you not want him back here? Consider money, history, potential, what he brings on the ice, skill set. Would love